Hillary Clinton gives her would-be victory speech, and is Kamala Harris being replaced? Hey guys, my name is Jason Wesley, and this is not a podcast. So as many of you already know, Hillary Clinton was not elected in 2016 when she lost to former President Donald Trump. But before we get into the video of her would-be victory speech, let's just take a quick stroll down memory lane. Remember, one of the biggest dips in her support was when she called Donald Trump supporters deplorables that were racist, xenophobic, and pretty much every other insult.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
This is the same woman that claimed a former KKK member, Robert C. Byrd, who recruited over 150 KKK members, was her mentor and friend as she eulogized him after his death.
Today, our country has lost a true American original, my friend and mentor, Robert C. Byrd. Senator Byrd was a man of surpassing eloquence and nobility.
And yes, her husband, Bill Clinton, did the same thing.
They mentioned that he once had a fleeting association with the Ku Klux Klan, and what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. He was a country boy from the hills and hollows of West Virginia. He was trying to get elected. And maybe he did something he shouldn't have done, and he spent the rest of his life making it up.
Even one of the Clintons' former business partners, Jim McDougal, was asked about Hillary during the Whitewater scandal on Nightline in 1994.
Do you have any knowledge of anything Bill Clinton has ever done which is illegal, immoral, dishonest, or unethical? And my answer would be no, and I would pass the test.
Let's apply all those same tests to Mrs. Clinton. Would you give the same answer?
I don't know Mrs. Clinton well enough to give that broad guarantee.
Well, you realize that by not answering that question, you raise a very serious question.
Well, I think that ask me another question about it.
Too bad he died before he could testify. James B. McDougal, the wily Arkansas banking rogue who drew Bill Clinton and Hillary Rodham Clinton into real estate deals that have come to haunt them, suffered cardiac arrest yesterday and died just months before he hoped to be released from prison. McDougal, 57, was a central figure and a cooperating witness in the continuing Whitewater investigation. Now, this is the same woman that lied over and over and deleted over 30,000 emails so she wouldn't get caught.
I thought it would be easier to carry just one device for my work and for my personal emails instead of two.
Secretary Clinton used several different servers and administrators of those servers during her 4 years at the State Department. She also used numerous mobile devices to send and to read email on that personal domain.
We went through a thorough process to identify all of my work-related emails and deliver them to the State Department, and provided all my emails that could possibly be work-related.
The FBI also discovered several thousand work-related emails that were not among the group of 30,000 emails returned by Secretary Clinton.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information.
It had numerous safeguards. It was on property guarded by the Secret Service, and there were no security breaches.
We do assess that hostile actors gained access to the private commercial email accounts of people with whom Secretary Clinton was in regular contact from her personal account.
Did you or any of your aides delete any government-related emails from your personal account?
To conduct the thorough investigation was to err on the side of providing anything that could be possibly viewed as work-related.
They deleted all emails they did not produce to state, and the lawyers then cleaned their devices in such a way as to preclude complete forensic recovery.
Do you think it posed a national security problem?
I don't think it posed a national security problem.
This is the same woman that said, "What difference does it make?" during a Benghazi hearing where they tried to claim the attack was started because of a YouTube video.
But what was going on and why they were doing what they were doing?
No. Again, we were misled that there were supposedly protests and then something sprang out of that, an assault sprang out of that. And that was easily ascertained that was not the fact. And the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
I mean, at least she didn't say some people did something when referencing the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attack that killed over 3,000 Americans.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar under fire again after telling the Council on American Islamic Relations, known as CAIR, that the worst terror attack on American soil was, quote, some people did something.
CAIR was founded after 9/11. Because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
Tonight, Omar not backing down, calling on leaders in both parties to condemn her critics.
Hillary Clinton also said that you should just accept the results and not claim that the election was rigged when she was on the debate stage with Donald Trump.
We've had free and fair elections. We've accepted the outcomes when we may not have liked them. And that is what must be expected of anyone standing on a debate stage during a general election.
Then when she lost the election, she blamed everyone, including Barack Obama, to a point where leftist Cenk Uygur went off on her back in 2017.
In the book, she has blamed almost everyone but herself. And she does the obligatory, sure, there were mistakes made, but her real passion is when she's blaming others. So New York Times has an excerpt that I wanted to read you guys, where she blames Obama for her coal miners line. Obama made me say it. No, he didn't. He didn't make you say it in that way. I mean, if it wasn't for his policy, I wouldn't even be talking about that. Obama didn't run the campaign. He won the 2 campaigns he ran, including the one against you. No, you have to take some degree of personal responsibility. You're becoming a caricature of what the right wing described liberals as. You've got to take some personal responsibility that you said those things. And yes, it was out of context. And yes, you didn't put it into the proper context, which would have been the right thing to do. And you should have fought back hard on that. But then to turn around and blame Obama for it, it is playing the blame game in really the most outrageous and ridiculous way.
Even Norm Macdonald called out the Clintons on The View for what some believe to be the hashtag Clinton body count.
See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen,
Norm,
we don't need
I don't want to get into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Why? Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm not going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up. Look, let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now.
And speaking of The View, they spoke about Hillary's would-be victory speech this week. Joy Behar said she's still not over it.
Well, I'm personally still not over it, frankly.
No.
I'm still not over it. And she won by, what, 3 million votes? How many votes?
She won, yeah.
She did win. And, you know, to think of where this country could be now if she had won and not that snake oil salesman that we got in this country. 4 years of destructive behavior.
She won the popular vote. She won the popular vote.
It makes me sick. I'm furious. I'll be so angry. I'm angry with the Supreme Court. I'm angry with Trumpers. I'm angry with non-vaxxers. I'm furious with everybody this week. Merry Christmas.
Now, I don't take anything that Joy says too seriously anymore, and I think she's a delusional individual that allows her ideology and politics to control her emotions when things don't go her way, very similarly to a 2-year-old that's throwing a tantrum. Joy is the same woman that said the First and Second Amendments need to be tweaked a little bit in a conversation about trolls online.
You know, when the Founding Fathers were busy with the amendments, the First and Second Amendments did not have AR-15s in there, weapons of war, and they didn't have Twitter. So both amendments, I think, need to be tweaked a little bit.
Now, props to Whoopi Goldberg for speaking some level of wisdom at this table.
I am going to just go the easy route. Don't read it. Don't read it. Because it is meant to do exactly what it does to people. It is meant to make you think you don't know yourself. It is meant to make you believe that these people who have the, what'd you call it, concrete courage in the bunker?
They got the keyboard courage.
Yeah.
Mama's basement.
Why do we take, the real question with all of this stuff, for me, is why do we take your word for something you don't know anything about? Me.
Now, back to Hillary. She recently did a masterclass and read her, quote, would-be victory speech. And here's what that looked like.
I dream of going up to her and sitting down next to her, taking her in my arms and saying, look at me, listen to me. You will survive. You will have a good family of your own and 3 children. And as hard as it might be to imagine, your daughter will grow up and become the President of the United States. America is the greatest country in the world. And from tonight going forward, together, we will make America even greater than it has ever been.
You serious?
And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Now, rather than dealing with what Hillary just said, the ladies on The View resorted to Trump bashing and Joy saying men are out to get us.
It was as soon as Comey came out with that email BS, her numbers dropped. You know, so these men are all out to get us. Sorry.
Joy's still reliving it.
I can't. I'm reliving every moment.
They're out to get us? Wow. I wonder if the Democrats are trying to bring Hillary back because of the horrible polling numbers Kamala Harris has, who is supposed to be the backup of Biden due to identity politics and Biden choosing her because she's a black woman. 57% of voters now view the vice president unfavorably, including 50% who have a very unfavorable impression of her. Washington Post. A Kamala Harris staff exodus reignites questions about her leadership style and her future ambitions. Staffers who worked for Harris before she was vice president said one consistent problem was that Harris would refuse to wade into briefing materials prepared by staff members, then berate employees when she appeared unprepared. It's clear you're not working with somebody who is willing to do the prep and the work, one former staffer said. With Kamala, you have to put up with a constant amount of soul-destroying criticism and also her own lack of confidence. So you're constantly sort of propping up a bully, and it's not really clear why. Looks like Kamala Harris has her own body count, just in a different way than Hillary's.
Will you be mine?